Islam. I want to go over what I went over on Instagram. The nationality and international law. Discussion on the report of the committee appointed by the Executive Committee of the Secretary for the Study of the Status of Stateless Persons as adopted by the committee in their meeting. I just went over this on Instagram, but I'm coming over here making my rounds. It gives you the three options in regards to the stateless persons, the war for the stateless persons. As regards the problem of the present large number of stateless persons scattered throughout the world, insofar as they are what Mother Ann Aida was speaking about when Hurricane Katrina hit. That's exactly, she was right on bullseye point. The solution of their problem cannot be sought, first of all, in the legal field. It is rather an economic and social problem. Three solutions will offer themselves after the war for the stateless refugee. He will either, here's the three, he will either be able to remain in his country of refuge and legal absorption, the acquisition of the nationality of the will due course crown the process of economic and social absorption. Again, he will either be able to remain in his country of refuge and legal absorption, i.e., the acquisition of the nationality of the state of refuge, will in due course crown the process of economic and social absorption. So when you're stateless, that lets you know right there, the acquiescence of the nationality leads you to being legally absorbed by society. Noble Drew Ali let you know that too, specifically. You'll be treated any which way they care to bestow upon you. Or he will be re-immigrated overseas, and there he will be admitted like any ordinary alien immigrant who can obtain naturalization. But over here, that would have to be through the Moors, not through a foreign corporate colonizing entity. This is the one I love right here. Or he will be repatriated to his country of origin, and it will be incumbent upon the International Refugee Authority of the post-war period to see to it that besides economic rehabilitation, he will regain fully pledged nationality status. Morris, they're breaking down how it's going to go down. There's going to be three. There's going to be two fools and one wise. And it's going to be the ones that wants to go back to their land of origin. Or you're going to find naturalization through some Moors over here, or you'll be socially absorbed. That's the three choices they gave you here. And I love the last one. We'll go over the last one again. He will be repatriated to his country of origin, which the Moors are already home, but all these Europeans will be repatriated to their land of origin, and it'll be incumbent upon the International Refugee Authority of the post-war period to see to it that besides economic rehabilitation, he will regain fully pledged nationality status, Moors. That's what everybody needs right there, man. Forget the socially absorbed, and to be honest, forget the naturalization, unless Moors are needing some labor from some Europeans or something, some kind of work. But other than that, man, that'd be like a short-term visa or something like that. But yeah, return me back to my land of origin, repatriate me, and then give me my economic rehabilitation, because I already have my fully pledged nationality status. But when I went and looked up the International Refugee, like I was speaking about on Instagram, they are all Christian bishops. Can you believe that, man? They're all I didn't see any Asiatics there, but the Moors are already home. So they won't have to return or be repatriated back to their land, but they'll have economic rehabilitation, which they'll try to camouflage as reparation, still keep Asiatics asleep so that they could be socially absorbed and economically absorbed. It said economic and social. Noble Ali spoke about economic and social. Then we'll bump on over here. I want to go back over to this. It is the 73rd anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And this is by Congress. But there's something very special in here. It says, whereas the Universal Declaration of Human Rights upholds the basic principles of liberty and freedom enshrined in the Constitution of the United States. So 15, the right to a nationality, they're saying is already enshrined within the Constitution. So just like Noble Ali said, 14th and 15th Amendment is not needed. Now they let us know this Declaration of Human Rights isn't needed because it's already enshrined within the Constitution, which Noble Ali said enforce. So if you're calling yourself anything other than a nationality, man, you're violating the Constitution. And if these Europeans aren't recognizing your nationality, they're violating their oath, because the Declaration of Human Rights is enshrined within the Constitution, which is Article 15 and all the other ones. And if this Declaration of Human Rights is enshrined in the Constitution, you know the UN drip is enshrined within the Constitution as well. But this shows US acknowledging, because they say what United States was the last entity to recognize the human rights. But right here, they're giving celebration to it and letting you know it's already enshrined within the Constitution. This was in 2021, December 13th, 2021. And it's got all the nomins and everything. 117th Congress. I already went over these, but I like going over these multiple times, man, especially this nationality and international law. 1942, Noble Ali was way ahead of his time. Fully pledged nationality status. Moors is already ahead of the game with all that. It's these Europeans that need to realize they need to be repatriated back to their land of origin. Like Noble Ali said, they'll be going home. I know it's hard to be like, man, all these Europeans ain't gonna go home. They will, man, when they start getting starved out. Whichever ones have finance, they think they have finance, they'll leave. Economic rehabilitation, and he will regain fully pledged nationality status. So indeed, I wanted to make my rounds on Holy Day. Go ahead and plug some more stuff, man. Celtic Troglodytes of the Moorish Magi, Ancestral Study. Go check that out. Rekba to all the Europeans, Rekba to all nations whom dishonor the laws set forth to keep all of our homes in order. We are in the Moor's house. It is only right to honor the five principles and respect divine rights of the inheritors of the soil and plain and Mexamamonet. Rekba, a word of their own language. This is in regards to the Moors. I am told taken from the Moorish and signifying that whosoever shall outrage the laws and hospitality under his roof, which is the Moors, shall be his enemy to the death. So that's a Moorish word, rekba. So when you get mad at them Europeans, you say rekba. Indeed. Let's get back to this international. Or we'll go look up the International Refugee Authority, and I'm going to show you who they are. Honors to all the Moors and happy holy day, indeed. International Refugee Authority. I'll show you, they're all bishops. Refugee Authority. Formerly known as the Office of High Commission for Refugees, UN, United Nations High Commission of Rights, right? I remember that. But here's the agency, and they're all like you're. See what I'm saying? On the border to forced displacement. See, before I was able to find where the different countries. Let's go back. UN Refugee Agency. So as far as Europeans, maybe this is what the Europeans need to do, man. But they don't want to leave the milk and honey. But still, it said it's incumbent upon them that they receive economic rehabilitation. So that would also include the Moors too, though, right? Because the land's being colonized by their bloodline. I can't find what I had before. It was like 6 or 7 different bishops that was the boards of it. International Refugee Authority board members. Board. This is the Immigration and Refugee of Canaan land. Administrative Tribunal. And see, like when you look at the Declaration of Human Rights, it says you have a right to an impartial national tribunal. And these states ain't national. Refugee matters. It ain't just immigration, it's refugee matters efficiently, fairly, and in accordance with the law. But what law? is refugee protection among the thousands of claimants who come to so-called Canada annually. See, I did that as well, though. I crossed the border and went to the log cabins, but I didn't go get up with them because I thought they'd probably take me back. But I ended up going back anyway. Make a claim for refugee protection. I want to find the board members that fully, because that's why I'm making my rounds today. That's my soapbox today, is the war for the stateless persons. Pardon self, Moors. All right. As regards the problem of the present large number of stateless persons scattered throughout the world, insofar as they are long-term refugees, the solution of their problem cannot be sought first of all in the legal field. It is rather an economic and social problem. And why is that? Moors don't want to spend with each other. Moors don't want to build with each other. All of that, economic and social. Three solutions will offer themselves after the war for the stateless refugee. He will either be able to remain in his country of refuge in legal absorption, i.e., the acquisition of the nationality of the state of refuge, will in due course crown the process of economic and social absorption, or he will be re-immigrated overseas, and there he will be admitted like any ordinary alien immigrant who can obtain naturalization after a certain number of years. But you can't gain naturalization from a foreign European entity on the Aboriginals' land, man. So it has to be by the Moors if you're going to be over here. Or else he will be repatriated to his country of origin, and it will be incumbent upon the International Refugee Authority of the post-war period to see to it that besides economic rehabilitation, he will regain fully pledged nationality status. I just want to know what this International Refugee Authority would do if a European is contacting them saying, take me home, give me my economic rehabilitation, repatriate me back to my land of origin, and I already have my fully pledged nationality status. That's potent, man. 42, Noble Ali was so ahead of his time, brothers and sisters. They was just following suit. But yeah, there definitely was a war for the stateless persons, and it's going on today. Discussion on the report of the committee appointed by the Executive Committee of the Society for the Study of the Status of Stateless Persons, as adopted by committee in their meeting dated April 30th, 1942, and submitted to the Executive Committee with a recommendation that it should be read and debated at a meeting of the Society. Dr. W.R. Bishop before the Society. And I mean, it has way more. It's a thick ass book. But I've had this for maybe 8 or 9 years, and I try to go over it once or twice a month, man. So I made my round to Instagram, and I came here to say it again. And then also, if you are brought into them tribunals and you bring up human rights, you need to bring up this 73rd anniversary of the human rights. Because I've been in tribunals and they're talking about civil rights. And like I said on Instagram, you go to any of these states, human rights commissions, and get under what they're governed by. It says they're governed under the Civil Rights Act. But how can it be civil rights when they're a human rights commission? They're camouflaged, still using the Civil Rights Act. But yeah, the 73rd, recognizing the 73rd anniversary of the Declaration of Human Rights, already enshrined within the Constitution. December 13th, 2021. And again, whereas the Universal Declaration of Human Rights upholds the basic principles of liberty and freedom enshrined in the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. So you can just slide that over, bro. Nationality. Enforce the Constitution. Noble Ali was ahead of his time. Indeed. I have the demonstration about the red flannel, and I have like a small update, but I have to go through the Mexham Almanac and find the clipping. We spoke about the red flannel, and it said that the three Moorish boys saved Alma Dialma. And at the time it was 1900, and it said that there was three boys. One of them was Abdel Kadar. The other one was a boy named Johnson, and they didn't speak of the other one, but it said they was around 14 years old. It speaks of saved a woman from drowning in a river. And these are three Moorish boys from 1900. So they would have been 14 years of age is what they said that Abdel Kadar was. So they're speaking about the red flannel, which connects to Noble Drew Ali, but then it speaks of the three Moorish boys saving Alma from drowning. Then I found the Alma Dialma, the clip I have on the demonstration, speaking of her being saved by three Moorish boys. But I got to go dig all the way in all the clips, man, to find that clip to see if it has Alma Dialma. I just find it very interesting. So indeed, I feel like you're getting some kind of codex as well, whether it be Noble Drew Ali's childhood and the stories behind it, because he told you to go study, study, study. And again, there's no coincidence. They're speaking of the red flannel and being rebellious like nobody's speaking about. With you all again, it's a good way to break it down to people who's just now wanting to get some information, because they're getting to see the documents from who they think their government is, which it's not. But yeah, Declaration of Human Rights is enshrined within the Constitution, with the nationality in place and ingrained and etched, brothers and sisters. Indeed.